Thanks, John. I'm here with Jennifer Kazi Hernandez. She's running for the Board of Education. How are you doing tonight, Jennifer?
I'm doing very well. It's my first election. I'm really excited. I think we had some nice voter turnout, and we're awaiting the results anxiously.
Why did you run this year for Board of Education?
I have 3 children. I feel I have a vested interest in the public school system. I felt that there are some changes that are going to be happening due to the new legislation that's being passed, the No Child Left Behind Act. And being that I stay at home right now, I felt that I had the extra time and the incentive, being that, again, I'm a parent, to get involved, bring a parent's perspective to the board. Just a regular person. I'm not an experienced politician. I don't have any political motives. I just really want to make our school system the best for all of our children because they deserve the best.
What are some of the strengths you think you can provide if you get elected to the Board of Education?
Well, I'm very outspoken. I'm very friendly and accessible. I will be available to parents and administrators and teachers if they need me to bring any concerns they might have to the board. I think it's important to get input from people who are actually in the system, being the parents and the teachers and the administrators. I feel that I have, again, the extra time that I will need to do research and maybe even learn to write grants. Whatever we have to do, we're going to have to get creative here, I think, because of the financial crunch that the country is experiencing, and we need to implement new strategies in order to be successful, and I'm willing to pitch in, do whatever I need to do that.
Are you happy with the way your campaign turned out this year?
I am. Again, being that I'm not an experienced politician and I am a mom, I kind of took the quiet track. I didn't really get out there and shove myself in people's faces. That's not really my nature. I'm just hoping that people have read our literature and seen us around, and we'll give the Democrats a chance this year to prove that we're willing to do the best we can for Wallingford. I think it's a great place, and I'd like to try to improve its reputation. I think we got a bad rap with the Martin Luther King thing and a lot of the bad rumors that go around about the people here. And my experience is people here are great. The children are great, and I'd like to try to improve the quality of our children's education, set them up for success.
You're right about that, Jennifer. Wallingford is a great place, and good luck to you tonight.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Now back to John Sullivan in our studio.
Five districts have now reported. Excuse me, I didn't have my mic on. We are just about ready to go simulcasting right now with WELI 960 AM on your dial. And Paul Pacelli is at the anchor desk for WELI, and we'll be with Paul in just a moment. Again, you're watching live election coverage from Cable 18 television. Here we go. We have more results coming in. We now have all of the results in, and it looks like Mayor William Dickinson will remain the mayor of Wallingford for the next 2 years.
Wallingford, Channel 18, WPAA 18. John Sullivan with us.
Paul,
let us know what's going on up there. John, what do you have for us?
Paul, all 9 districts have reported, and again, these numbers are unofficial. William Dickinson will remain the mayor of Wallingford. Mr. Dickinson will beat Michael Brodinsky, Democratic candidate, 6,618 votes to 5,043. So about a 1,500 vote margin for incumbent Mayor William Dickinson.
Okay, so 66-18 to 50-43.
That is correct.
And all nine polling districts in Wallingford are done, and that's all she said. That's all she wrote.
Yeah, again, those are unofficial, Paul, but that's what we currently have reported to us. William Dickinson, 6,618. Michael Brodinsky, 5,043. The Republicans will maintain charge and continue to hold the keys to Town Hall at least for another 2 years here in Wallingford.
John, in about the 20 seconds we have left, do you know of any major changes on the Town Council or the Board of Education up there?
We're going to our voter vision right now, Paul, and we're almost ready. As I look through the results, I'm afraid I couldn't tell you right now, but I will be calling back with those results a little bit later.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Well,
Paul Pacelli, of course, 960 WELI. We are simulcasting with them as we go through the evening. If you have not heard, Mayor William Dickinson has defeated Democratic mayoral challenger Michael Brodinsky by about 1,500 votes. Your final tally, unofficial. Again, I want to make that very clear. Unofficially, William Dickinson, 6,618 votes. Michael Brodinsky, 5,043 votes. So unofficially, again, Mayor William Dickinson is poised to go back to the mayor's office for another 2-year term. As we await more results coming in from Voter Vision, all 9 districts are reporting currently. We are getting our systems updated, and we will be bringing you, it's very, very exciting here in the newsroom. We'll be bringing you those results momentarily as we go along through the evening. We've already talked to several candidates from the Democratic headquarters. We've talked to several candidates from Republican headquarters, and we are now awaiting the vote totals on the town council. Of course, town council currently represented by 6 Republicans and 3 Democrats. Democrats are hopeful that their candidates will become the majority in the town council. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to go to Ed McCarver at Brothers Restaurant, the headquarters of the Republican Party, where he is with Ray Rise. Edward.
Moments before the polls close, and I'm with incumbent Republican Councilman Ray Rise. Ray, how you doing this evening?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Now, like Jerry, you are a veteran councilman. Does election night get any easier for you?
It's been pretty much the same. I found myself feeling a little bit tired today, but getting up at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, getting the signs out, and the normal stuff that we normally do. I guess you should be tired, especially with the weather the way it's been too. Spent some time at Cook Hill, spent some time at Parker Farms, Dag Hammershaw, Stevens School, the library. I got my daughter and her girlfriend working for me and our team, and we just hope that it produces good results.
How did the campaign go this year? Did it go just about as you expected?
The campaign this year seemed to be pretty good. Pretty much, as our team did, we stuck to the issues that we felt that were pertinent to the voters here in town. And as I said, I hope this just produces good results for us. Some of the people leaving the polls were giving me the high sign, and you're on the right team, and that makes you feel a little better. It makes you feel like you've done something,
Anything surprise you at all during this campaign?
I guess I can't say nothing particularly surprised me. Obviously, our counterparts out there working hard also, and I guess we'll just have to wait till the tally comes in to see what happens.
All right, Ray. Well, very good. Well, thank you very much for talking to us, and good luck tonight, and we'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
All right, John, that's the story down here at unofficial Republican headquarters here at Brothers Restaurant. Let's go back to you in the studio.
All right, Ed, thank you very much, Ed, with Ray Rise. We're going to go right now down to Hungarian Hall live with Kenny Blakesley. Kenny, come in.
Hi, John. I'm here with Vinny Testa, who looks like he's running a pretty tight race right now. And I'll get Vinny on the phone with you right now.
Hey, buddy. How are you?
Hello, Vinny.
Hey, John.
Vinny Testa, 43-year-old account executive at Wells Fargo with a bachelor's degree in biology and political science. Vinny spent some time on the Board of Education, 8 years, first time up for town council. You a little nervous, Mr. Testa?
Oh, sure. The adrenaline gets pumping when this is going on, John. So it's a fun nervous, though. It's excitement.
On the phone again with us, Vinny Testa, who is running for the town council. Vinny, after results came in, and it looks, again, unofficially, that William Dickinson will remain the mayor. Did a little gas come out of the balloon at Democratic headquarters?
Well, you see the numbers come in. You start to the excitement wanes a little bit when you think it looks like it's not going to go your way. The house is still pretty excited. It's been a hell of a campaign, but Mike is making a good showing.
Vinny, how difficult was the transition, or how difficult will it be from going to the Board of Education, from the board to the town council for you if you are elected?
I think it's a very easy transition. Because I've been on the board for so long, I've been involved in policy making and meetings for 8 years, and I have a good understanding of how things have to get done and how the government works. And I've been making budgets for 8 years, and since the Board of Education budgets the majority of the town budget, the process is very familiar to me. And I'm certainly been staying on top of the issues that the town council has to deal with. So I think it's going to be a real easy transition. I'm just very hopeful that I have the opportunity to make it.
Vinny Testa, of course, with us on the phone live from Democratic headquarters at Hungarian Hall as the numbers continue to come in. We are right now, Vinny, totaling up the numbers on our voter vision system, and we're going to have all of the numbers. Again, they're unofficial numbers, as are the mayoral numbers we gave you earlier. They will not be official until they're taken to the Register of Voters town clerk here in Wallingford. They will be entered. But as the night progresses, we want to wish you well, Vinny.
Well, thank you very much, John.
And
I want to thank you and all your people there for what you're doing.
Okay, we have more results coming in, Vinny. I appreciate it, and we'll get together and sing a song sometime.
Anytime, John.
Okay, have a good night, Vinny. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Okay, more numbers coming in. We're going back to voter vision. As you can see, those are the mayoral numbers, 6,618 for William Dickinson, incumbent Mayor Dickinson, 5,043 for Michael Brodinsky. Okay, let's go over to town council numbers. They are all in, and if I can get a paper with some of the winners, that would be great, folks. I'd appreciate it. Lois Doherty with 6,134 votes. Bob Parisi with 6,376 votes. Ray Rise with 5,429 votes, all Republicans. Hank Toman with 5,397. Jerry Farrell, the incumbent town councilor, with 6,711. Steve Knight with 6,418. The Republicans with a very good showing so far for the town council as we continue on in voter vision. James Krupp with 4,779. James Vumbaco with 5,696. Iris Papali with 6,853. As you remember, last election, there was some press about Iris Papali and the number of votes she gets. Iris Papali can really get the numbers for the Democratic Party here. As we continue on, Vincenzo Di Natale with 6,118. Vinny Testa with 5,817. Michael Spiteri trying to cross over from the Board of Education with 5,643 votes. Now we go to the Board of Education. Brian Doonan with 5,244 votes. Andy Bravo with 5,178 votes. Joan Barbudo with 5,643 votes. Those are three of the Republicans. As we continue down voter vision, Heather Laffin with 5,610 votes. Karen Levesque with 5,813 votes. Tom Hennessy with 5,408 votes. As we continue down voter vision, Carol Hayden with 6,136 votes. Michael Votto looking to come back to the Board of Education after a 2-year absence with 5,987 votes. Newcomer Jennifer Cozy Hernandez with 5,366 votes. Valerie Ford trying to make a comeback to the Board of Education with 5,384 votes. David Danino with 5,235 votes. Carla Perrone with 5,788 votes. Good showing for a newcomer on the Board of Education. As we continue down voter vision, I believe that's it. That's all for right now. All 9 districts have reported, and I'll be bringing you the projected winners in just a few moments as they are brought up to the desk. We're going to be going right now to the videotape, and Ed McCarver is at Republican headquarters, and he has Steve Knight with him. Edward, are you there?
Thank you, John. We're back here at Republican headquarters here at Brothers Restaurant, and I'm with incumbent Councilman Stephen Knight. How are you, sir?
I'm freezing. It's been a cold day. The weather has not been cooperative for those of us who like to spend the whole day in the polls.
Yeah, I was going to ask, how did you spend this final day of the campaign?
Well, at 5:15, I took off and picked up enough signs to put 2 at each polling place, and then I stood at Dag Hammarskjöld Middle School for most of the day. I did take a couple of hours off to check in at work, so that that part of my life wouldn't go astray. But most of it was spent smiling at voters and wishing them well and thanking them for coming out and voting.
How do you feel coming into that? You're a veteran campaigner. This is, I don't know how many years you've been...
I've been a counselor for 10 years. This will be my 7th campaign. And as many times as I've run, I still have really very little idea of exactly what's in the voter's mind. So I've always worked right up until the last minute.
Do you still get the butterflies? Is there a little bit of agita tonight as the polls get ready to close?
Yeah, there always is, and especially because our opposition has run a pretty hard campaign. They've done well, I think, and I got to give them credit for that. And I think that makes for good elections and good government when both sides push hard, and both sides have pushed hard, and so. It does give us butterflies. We're not sure where we stand with the voters, and they're going to let us know in an hour or so.
All right, Steve. Well, thank you very much. Good luck to you tonight, and we'll talk to you soon.
Okay, take care.
All right, John, that's the story here at Republican headquarters from Brothers. Will they be cheering in a little while, or will they be a little bit quiet? Time will tell. This is Ed McCarver. Back to you, John.
Thank you, Edward. Great job. Always good to see Steve Knight. He's a terrific guy and a fine co-chairperson. We have unofficial winners for the office of town council, and it is an upset. The Democrats have taken the majority for the Wallingford Town Council, and here they are. Jimmy Vambacco with 5,696 votes. Iris Papali with 6,853 votes. Vincenzo Di Natale has won a spot on the town council with 6,118 votes. Vinny Testa, the singing Italian, has secured a spot on the town council. Vinny had 5,817 votes. Michael Spiteri made the crossover and is now a town councilor. Congratulations, Michael, with 5,643 votes. Again, these are unofficial results. Unofficial results. For the Republicans, Lois Doherty remains on the town council with 128 votes. Bob Parisi remains on the town council with 6,376 votes. Jerry Farrell, the top vote getter of all candidates with 6,711 votes, remains on the town council, and Steve Knight retains his position as the Republican on the town council. The power has shifted. The Democrats are now the majority on the town council of Wallingford. This is a very interesting situation as we see it. The Democrats now are in charge of the town council. Again, unofficial results. So let's just recap very quickly as the results come in. And here's our Board of Ed. Do I have any numbers on the Board of Ed yet? I understand that, but I'm looking for numbers. And here are our unofficial winners right now for the Board of Education. And we have 3 newcomers to the Board of Education. And this, again, very, very interesting. As the numbers come in, again, these are unofficial. Thank you very much, Mrs. Hoffman. Oh, okay. So here we go. Joan Barbuto, the 70-year-old with degrees in education. She's a retired journalist and teacher. And Joan Barbuto has received, and I'm looking for her numbers here, 5,640 votes. Heather Laffin The 21-year-old has found a spot on the Board of Education. Heather received 5,610 votes. Congratulations to Heather. Also, Karen Levesque, the former Republican Town Committee chairperson. Heather Levesque has received, I checked that, Karen Levesque, 5,813 votes. Congratulations to her. Also, Tom Hennessy retains his position on the Board of Education. Mr. Hennessy picks up 5,408 votes. Also, Carol Hayden, re-elected with 6,136 votes. Michael Votto makes a return to the Board of Education, as does Valerie Ford. Mr. Votto picking up 5,987 votes. Valerie Ford picking up, I'm very excited, I'm losing my voice here, 5,384 votes. Also, Jennifer Cozy Hernandez will be on the Board of Education with 5,366 votes. And one of the top vote getters for the Democrats this evening, newcomer Carla Perrone. Ms. Perrone picked up 5,788 votes. So, a really interesting election so far in Wallingford. Again, these are all unofficial results. These were the top vote getters. They will not become official until these results are taken to the town hall, the town clerk. But right now, a major upset on the town council. Jimmy Vambacco, Iris Papali, Vincenzo Di Natale, Vinny Testa, and Michael Spiteri are currently your top vote getters for the Democrats for the office of town council. For the Republicans remaining behind, Lois Doherty, Bob Parisi, Jerry Farrell, and Steve Knight. Henry Tolman is not reelected. Ray Rise is not reelected to the town council. The office of mayor. William Dickinson, the incumbent, remains mayor of Wallingford with 6,618 votes. Democratic mayoral nominee Michael Brodinsky with 5,043. We need to get WELI back on the line there. We got Ed on the phone. Okay, we're going to pick up Ed right now. Hang up that one. Ed on the phone with us right now. Ed from Republican headquarters. Hello, Ed.
John, good evening.
Ed, we've got some big upsets tonight, Edward.
Yes, but the mayor's race, I'm reminded of, there was a great racehorse in the 70s called Secretariat. And when Secretariat used to win by 20 and 30 lengths, nobody said anything. But when Secretariat only won by 8 lengths or 10 lengths, people would say, what's wrong with Secretariat? They were nervous. Well, tonight in Wallingford, in the Republican headquarters, Secretariat won. Not by as many lengths as in the past elections, but he won.
Well,
it was a nervous crowd.
You're talking of incumbent Mayor William Dickens. Ed, a change of power on the town council, however.
Yes, and kind of a subdued crowd here, I think, with that. I think there were some surprised faces and perhaps a few disappointed faces at the change of power on the town council. They're happy that their Secretariat won, but the supporting cast will be a little bit different this time around.
Well, the R team was running on their record, and of course, the Democrats put up some fine candidates for the office of town council, as well as the two incumbents, Jimmy Vambacco and Iris Papali. Iris Papali, again, Ed, one of the top vote getters on the town council.
Well, that's been her modus operandi for the last election. Iris is very popular with the town of Wallingford, and it shows each and every time she won. Once again, tonight receiving almost 7,000 votes, outdistancing many of the other vote getters.
So, Ed, we're just going to recap very quickly, if we can, on Voter Vision. Can we go back to the mayoral race, please? Can we go back to the mayoral race on Voter Vision? Very quickly, we're going to recap with Ed here on the line. There you go, your total 6,618 for William Dickinson and 5,043 for Michael Brodinsky. Of course, Mr. Brodinsky sacrifices his town council seat. Let's go back now to the winners on the town council side. on the town council side right now. Can we on voter vision? Here we go. Very good. Thank you very much, folks. Winners include Lois Doherty, Steve Knight, Bob Parisi, and Jerry Farrell. Those are your 4 Republicans. Your 5 Democrats, now the majority, include Jimmy Vambacco, Iris Papali, Vincenzo Di Natale, Vinny Testa, and Michael Spiteri. It looks like we may have a new town council chairperson and possibly co-chairperson as well. Again, that's all decided later in January. But the possibility exists that we may have an all-new structure on the town council. And let's go now to the Board of Education, because we have some folks returning to the Board of Education, and we have 3 newcomers. I want to first congratulate our newcomers, and they include Carla Perone and Jennifer Cozy Hernandez, as well as 21-year-old Heather Laffin of the Republican Party. Returning incumbents Tom Hennessy, Carol Hayden, and also returning after a couple years' absence to the Board of Education, Valerie Ford, as well as Karen Levesque. Of course, Valerie Ford was known as Valerie Nolan. She has since married, and she is back on the board. So we really want to congratulate all tonight's winners for the office of mayor, town council, as well as Board of Education. Again, unofficial results. The major story tonight is there has been a change of power in the Wallingford Town Council. The Democrats now hold the majority with a 5-4 ratio. So again, from Cable 18's continuing coverage of the 2003 vote, I think what we're going to do now is, can we take a break, and we're going to come back with more calls from our reporters in the field and more coverage of the 2003 Wallingford election. Stay with us right here.
I am the port in the storm.
I am the line in the sand.
Roger that, everything looks good. I am the rescuer in the dark. It's okay, I got you. I am the enforcer of the seas.
We are the defenders of the homeland. We are the shield of freedom. We are the United States Coast Guard.
Heed your country's call. Join the Coast Guard or Coast Guard Reserve, the shield of freedom.
I want my money back. This parrot doesn't talk.
Yes, he does.
No, he doesn't.
He's pretty clever. Watch. Plato, suppose this man wants to buy, surplus government property. How would he do that?
1-800-FED-INFO.
The bird's a brain. The man wants to find out, what countries are okay to travel to, and he needs a passport.
1-800-FED-INFO.
Plato, in your big opera voice, tell him how he can get a copy of his birth certificate.
1-800-FED-INFO.
Is that all he says? 1-800-FED-INFO?
Try getting that from a lizard. Plato here knows the number for the Federal Consumer Information Center, where you'll find all you need to know about government benefits and services, and you can talk to a real person.
Really?
Plato, how can this man find out about Social Security benefits?
Well, a 1-800-FED-INFO, yeah.
I'll keep him. He talked me into it.
He talked me into it.
spread the word.
All right, we are back here with live election coverage 2003 in Wallingford. Major upset tonight. But first, let's review some of the numbers, and we'll start with the mayoral race. William Dickinson with 6,618 votes. Mayoral nominee Mike Brodinsky with 5,043. We're going to go simulcast right now with WELI 960, Paul Pacelli. So Paul will be breaking in as we go.
As we continue with our coverage of election night 960 let's go back to our live updates here. Let's scoot up to Wallingford and our buddy John Sullivan from WPAA TV, Channel 18. John, what do you have for us?
Paul, big story here. The Democrats now have control of the town council. The shift in power places 5 Democrats on the town council and 4 Republicans. And the previous town council makeup was 6 Republicans and 3 Democrats. So a major shift in power in the town of Wallingford.
That's interesting now. So you have William Dickinson, with his umpteenth 2-year term there. Now he's going to have to work with a democratically controlled council up there.
Well, Paul, one of the statements that were made throughout the election from the Democrats was that William Dickinson had a rubber stamp through the town council. And that, if that was true, will no longer be the case with a majority Democratic town council now.
All right, John Sullivan. John, how's your buddy McCarver doing tonight, by the way?
Well, Ed McCarver, if they're partying at Republican headquarters, now they took a hit on the town council. I think it's rather subdued at Republican headquarters, but I know they're having a good time at Democratic headquarters tonight in Wallingford.
All right, hey, listen, John, tell your buddy Ed we said hi, and super job tonight. We appreciate it, guys.
Same to you, Paul. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Let's...
Paul Pacelli with us. We were simulcasting on 960 WELI. We got about 5 minutes left in our broadcast, so let's recap once again, real quickly, if you just turned the television set on. The final tally tonight, Mayor William Dickinson remains mayor for the next 2 years. He has beaten Democratic mayoral nominee Michael Brodinsky by about 1,500 votes. Now, the real shift in power is going to come on the town council, and we're going to go to voter vision right now. There in front of you are your town councilors. They will take office in January. Let's talk about the Republicans returning to the town council for the Republicans. Lois Doherty with 6,128 votes. Bob Parisi with 6,376. Jerry Farrell, the top vote getter of the Republican, as well as the entire slate of candidates for town council, with 6,711. Steve Knight with 6,418 votes. For the Democrats, incumbents coming back, James Mbako and Iris Papali. Iris Papali, the top vote getter. I'm going to retract my last statement. It was incorrect. Iris Papali, who has been on the town council over 20 years, the top vote getter with 6,853 votes. Jimmy Vambacco with 5,696. Vincenzo Di Natale, a newcomer for the office of town council with 6,118 votes. Vinny Testa crosses over along with Michael Spiteri from the Board of Education. Vinny Testa with 5,817 votes. Mike Spiteri with 5,643. Those are your town council winners. Now, let's move over to the Board of Education. Again, a big change. Board of Education Chairman Andrew Bravo is not reelected. This is your town council. 70-year-old Joan Barbuto has returned to the town council. Tom Hennessy, the current co-chairperson on the Board of Education. Excuse me, I said Joan Barbuto, Town Council. It's Board of Ed. Newcomer Jennifer Cozy Hernandez comes in with 5,366 votes. Heather Laughlin, the 21-year-old Republican, has won. Heather has picked up 5,610 votes. Carol Hayden returns as an incumbent. Newcomer Carla Perrone picks up 5,788 votes. Returning to the board is, let's see, Valerie Ford, excuse me, as I go along here. Valerie Ford returns after a 2-year absence to the Board of Ed. Michael Votto comes back after a 2-year absence to the Board of Education. And Karen Levesque also comes back to the Board of Education, serving the past 2 years as the Republican Town Committee chairperson. Well, those are your results and your numbers. We are going to sign off at 9:30. We hope you've enjoyed our coverage. We apologize for the glitches that we have had throughout the broadcast. But I'll tell you what, we have just an incredible team here in the broadcast house, and I am proud of each and every one of these folks. They have just done an outstanding job in the studio introducing Voter Vision. Well, wait a minute. I think we have, do we have a speech? I think we do. Before we go, we're not going to sign off yet because we have Mayor William Dickinson's acceptance speech. And before we sign off, we're going to bring that to you. Ed McCarver has worked very hard down at Republican headquarters, and he has just brought in Mayor William Dickinson's acceptance speech, and we're going to be going to that in just a moment. I think what we'll do is maybe we'll take a break. Can we take a break and we'll come back with the mayor's acceptance speech? Yes? We'll go to break? We're going to go to a break. Stay with us because you'll see Mayor William Dickinson's acceptance speech right here on Cable 18. We'll be right back.
A bug in the kitchen. You probably think it's a little thing. Yet studies show that cockroaches are a significant factor in childhood asthma. West Nile virus, Lyme disease, and encephalitis are all transmitted by common pests. And while some 365,000 homes will be struck by fire this year, 2 million will be damaged by termites. Maybe it's time to take a closer look at who's sharing your home with you. For more information, visit pestworld.org.
I build schools.
I battle injustice.
I eradicate landmines.
I feed the hungry. I shape international policy.
I protect children.
I fight for human rights.
I find homes for refugees.
I dig wells.
I develop economies.
I teach people to read.
I influence the president.
I heal the sick. I comfort the grieving.
I make the world better.
I make a difference.
I change the world, so can you.
Great putt by Jennifer. Raymond really got a hold of that one. A lot of hard work is starting to pay off for Gene.
With programs like First Tee, Special Olympics, Midnight Golf, and the Buddy Program, PGA of America members are dedicated to reaching thousands of individuals in all kinds of communities.
Words can't describe the feeling of winning your first tournament.
Hi, I'm Chris Kluge, snowboarder, Olympic bronze medalist, and liver recipient. Every day, we make decisions that affect our lives and the lives of others. I'm living proof that the decision to be an organ donor is the right one. Make the decision to be an organ donor and donate life. Make the decision to be an organ donor. Make the decision to donate life.
Noise. There's more of it in your life than you think.
Cloudy skies with flurries today.
Everyday sounds from household appliances to traffic. Even a crowded restaurant can hit 85 decibels.
Stick it in, it's creamy.
Audiologists know that 85 decibels day after day can cause permanent hearing loss. However the rest of your day is going, keep an eye on your ears. For more on protecting your hearing, visit ASHA.org, the American Speech Language Hearing Association.
All right, welcome back to Cable 18's continuing coverage, live coverage, I might add, of the 2003 vote here in Wallingford. Well, I am joined now by Ed McCarver. And Ed, we have had a major upset, but let's first talk about the mayoral race. Did you think it would be closer?
To tell you the truth, John, I honestly did. I thought it would be closer, and I think the people down at Republican headquarters thought it would be closer too. You know, there were so many years where it really wasn't an election night; it was more of a coronation or more of a affirmation Tonight, it was, to use my analogy before, it was a horse race. And the right horse won, but a couple of other things made for, I think, a subdued. I found the crowd subdued tonight down at Republican headquarters.
Well, of course, the Republicans have lost the majority on the town council. This is something they have held for many years, and they have now lost the majority. Returning incumbents include Lois Doherty, Bob Parisi, Jerry Farrell, and Steve Knight. Gone are Hank Tolman and Ray Rise. Of course, Ray Rise, a veteran of the town council for many years, and he did not receive enough votes to be reelected to this position. Also, for the Democrats, the top vote getter of the evening on the entire Democratic-Republican slate, Iris Papali. Now, I know a couple years ago there was some publicity about the number of votes Iris gets, and Iris said, I'll show you how many votes I can get. And I think she worked extra hard last election when she topped most council candidates, and here she is receiving 6,800 votes. The closest vote getter, Jerry Farrell, with about 6,711.
Well, Iris has kind of a quiet dignity to the council. You know, she doesn't say that much. She's been on the council for years and years, and just with that quiet dignity, knows the issues, and the voters like the way she represents them on the council, and each year, as you mentioned, they return to the council with resounding numbers.
So a major upset on the town council. Now, also, some huge upsets on the Board of Education. We have some newcomers, 3 newcomers, one 21-year-old, and Heather Laffin. She is now on the Board of Education, as well as newcomers Jennifer Cozy Hernandez and Carla Perron. Big surprises there?
Kind of a new breed. You mentioned 21-year-old Heather Laffin, just out of college, just making the plunge into political waters, and I'm sure she's very happy tonight and eager to serve the council, or the Board of Education, rather.
Well, the town of Wallingford really embracing these 3 candidates. Now, returning also to the Board of Education after a long hiatus is Joan Barbuto.
Joan Barbuto, who was, as you mentioned, was on the council, was on the Board of Education, then left to for some educational pursuits. Now she's back, and evidently the voters like to have her back.
Also, Karen Levesque makes her return. Karen was the past Republican Town Committee chairperson. Right now, Barbara Thompson is, but Karen Levesque was a last election the Republican Town Committee chairperson, and she went back to elected office.
Yep, and received a number of votes, enough votes to put her on the Board of Education. I know our good friend Dave Gessert was chiding me because I was mispronouncing her name down there, but he said you'll get it eventually.
And returning also Valerie Nolan Ford after I believe a 4-year hiatus from the Board of Education.
The former Valerie Nolan, who we all remember from years ago, again took a little hiatus, but decided to come back, and evidently the voters were happy to have her run again. They voted her in.
Now, one of the top